If you've been struggling to take action, this is going to be the best video on YouTube on how to take action. And it doesn't matter whether it is about weightlifting or making content or being a more present parent or making your album or writing your book, doesn't matter. This video is going to help you. Here's what you need to do. You need to accept that perfectionism is a fantasy, and the real word for perfectionist is you're just afraid, okay? It doesn't need a nice neat title like I'm a perfectionist. You're not. You're just afraid. You're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid it won't be good enough. And the more you don't take any action, the more that you get to hold on to the perfectionist fantasy that when you do take action, it's going to be better than anybody else. And it's not. Here's what's going to actually happen. You're going to start taking action. It's not going to be perfect. And then you're going to feel the emotion of disappointment because the action you took doesn't actually yield the result that you thought it would. In fact, what it yields is the horrendous and awful reality of your limitation. You'll be met with your limitation, right? But what I want to offer you is that in your limitation, in your deficit, in the place where you reach a point of yourself where you understand that you're not as good as you thought you were, that's your gift to the world. Think about it. Anyone who you see with a great physique or a great body of work or a great relationship with their kids, the person with a great relationship with their kids, they've experienced the negative emotion of patience. Patience doesn't feel good, right? They've experienced it for long enough to be able to create an example in the world of patience, right? Or if you wanted to have a great physique, you've experienced the negative emotion of, again, patience, persistence, determination, for long enough to be able to give that example. If you wanted to write a book, you've met your own fears, you've met your own negative emotion about not being good enough for long enough to be able to create your book or your album or whatever it is that you want to create. So the biggest illusion that you're going to experience when you set out on the path to build anything is that it's going to feel good. Who told you that it should feel good? Where did you get this lie from, right? I've created 10 albums. I've created a book. I've lost 60 pounds of fat. I built one of the world's biggest music and creativity Patreons. I've produced dozens of albums for other people. I built 1 million followers, right? And I didn't feel good while I did any of it. Did I have temporary moments of pleasure whilst I was in the processes? Of course. Did I feel fulfilled? Now that's a much, much better metric because fulfillment is something that you can experience regardless of the positive emotion or negative emotion that you're feeling in your body. You can experience fulfillment irregardless of any of the other emotions that you're feeling while you're struggling to create the life of your dreams. So, how do you do it? You do it with what you have. You get started right now and you give up the illusion and the belief that there's going to be a perfect circumstance. Guess what the perfect circumstance is? It's now. It's this moment. And when you start to close that gap, by the way, look how awesome this is. I get to live here. It's amazing. Castles in the sky, literally. Beautiful. The perfect circumstances is this one. Now, I have had countless reasons in my life not to get started. Believe you me, as my head teacher used to say. The reasons of coming from a particular background where I was disadvantaged. The reasons of not having quote unquote the right equipment. Guess what? This camera and this microphone are not quote unquote the best equipment. You don't need the best equipment. You need to just start with what you have. You need to start losing fat today. You need to start building your business today. You need to start saving today. And the reason why you don't is because if you start saving today, what you're going to experience is like, man, I've got so far to go, and that feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable to have so far to go. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. But what I want to offer you is the world is not split into two camps. People think the world is split into, well, it is, but not the two you think. People think the world is split into the camps of people who do loads and people who don't do loads, but it's not. It's split into the two camps of people who do something and people who do nothing. So listen, if you got any value out of this video today, I want to invite you to come and join my club. There's 1,000 of us in there. It's where my private community is, private members community, documentaries, WhatsApp. We have live replays, tons of great content in there. Come and join us. Click the link in the top comment, or if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, just comment club and I will send you a link to come and join the club. You guys have a beautiful weekend. I'm off to do a gig. See you soon. Bye.